Congratulations, guys. How much of a relief was it to see that second goal go in at the end and know you were going home with all 3 points from Burnley today?
Oh, it was a relief. It's always difficult winning 1-0 away. This difficult ground. We had the attitude, we keep the clean sheet, so we are really happy with the win.
Diving header from you. You don't see many of those nowadays, Pedro, but how good was the ball from your teammate Gittins?
To be honest, it was a little bit funny because yesterday in training, I had a cross and the header was really bad and the guys were joking with me. So today I could score the head with a beautiful cross and I'm happy to help the team.
Andre, what a performance from you today. How good did it feel out there in that midfield?
So I'm so happy to play 90 minutes and help my teammates. But I think the most important is the victory. And we're so happy to enter and get three points.
How good was he today?
Unbelievable. The fight that he had in the middle of the pitch, the quality that he had to secure second balls, to take the ball away from the pressure. We need these kind of things when we are in a game that is a lot of battles to calm down the game. So I am really happy for him. He's working a lot and we hope he continues to help the team like he's doing.
You've had to be really patient with your Chelsea career. This is now your third Premier League start of the season. How much confidence can a performance like this one today give you going forward?
So I think my teammates help me a lot. I think it's easy for me to play with him, with the other players too. So I'm so happy to win this game.
How important was it to get this victory today ahead of a big week, 2 massive games at Stamford Bridge to come against Barcelona and Arsenal?
It's always good. It's always good to come back from international break when we are away for a little bit of time. But we will spend more time together. So it's really good and we are looking forward to the games because it's the type of games we want to play. This one is a different one with battles. Like I said, it was difficult to come here to play in this kind of ground, but we are looking already for the next game.
As you say, a great performance from your teammate Andre there today. He's the player of the match. I'll let you do the honours. Well done, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Extra time from Turf Moor, as you heard there. It's been a 2-0 victory for Chelsea, and this is what people are saying on social media. Jamie Smith Sport says, got the look of a team that plays quite well most weeks but still loses at the minute. Not a good sign at all. That's a Burnley fan there. Far from convincing, but job done and 3 points. Andre was brilliant. Bigger tests to come with Barcelona and Arsenal up next. We're going to need to step up. That's a Chelsea fan there. One more for you as well. Just all too inevitable now. This is, of course, a Clarets fan. We've got to pick up some unexpected points here and there if we're to stand any chance of staying up. As it stands, I don't see it. Don't see enough. Ooh. Painful analysis there from some Burnley players, I guess. Do you what's the word? Concur? That's the word I'm looking for. That you don't see that they can stay up given the results and the performances, or is there a difference between the two?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the two. You want to play well, but you need to win. So, in regards to choosing one, you're going to choose to win any week. But in regards to staying up, of course they can stay up. Like there's so many games and points to play for that would warrant them staying up. It's still in their hands. It's going to be a long season, difficult season, and they need to find a way to win. We spoke about it earlier. It's not always going to be glamorous. It's not always going to be the way you got promoted. But you need to find a way to get results in this league.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, they had themselves in good positions in that first half. But how disappointed do you think Scott Parker will be with that second half performance?
Yeah, he'd be disappointed. But again, for different reasons than we believe. Did they create enough opportunities to get anything out of the game? Probably not. I don't think Sanchez had many saves to make, if I'm right in thinking that and saying that. Yeah, and they nullified the threat to a certain extent. But they're going to come up against difficult teams, more difficult teams at times as well. So there's going to be so many things they need to focus on in regards to get results. It's going to be difficult. Toast?
We're joined by a guest, Tosin.
Are you good?
Yeah, how are you?
Right.
These two know each other really well. Tell us why you know each other so well.
Toast, I've known him obviously from Manchester City Academy, but when he was first venturing into the first team on loan, I worked with him for a couple of seasons, and yeah, he's now matured into the player I didn't have no doubt in him doing.
Did you always see it, a Premier League level player?
Definitely. He was always that. It was just finding a way to develop. He was still young. And again, a lot of players in the academies nowadays develop different ways to when you get into a first team. It's totally different football. Edit Toast said he found that out. And yeah, he's there's no doubts. And I had no doubts he'd be at this level.
Are you blushing, Tosin?
yeah. Obviously, I know Julian very well. He helped me a lot in my younger ages, and yeah, credit to him as well for helping me get to this stage in my career.
And look at the stage that you're at, and Chelsea are in a fantastic place at the moment. What did you make today of the result, of course, which is really important, but the performance as well?
Yeah, amazing result. Like 12:30 at Burnley away, straight after international break. It's a very tough place to come. You can see when other teams come against Burnley, it's never easy. And I feel like we had a great performance today.
Did the manager kind of drum that point into you that this is going to be the one where you're going to have to do all the dirty work? You just have to get it done. You've got glamorous ties coming up. This is the one where you have to work really hard.
Yeah, it's the same 3 points. We said before the game, it's the same 3 points that we won against Liverpool, that we won against Tottenham. It's the exact same 3 points. We've got to give the same attitude, the same intensity, and come here and get the win. Up
to second now in the Premier League table. How high are you looking?
as high as possible. That's what we're going for this season. We're doing well. We've got a long season to come, so we just keep going.
Yeah, 3 clean sheets in a row now as well. 3 Premier League wins as well on the bounce. That's such a great position to be in terms of your consistency when there was probably a bit more of a mixed bag of results at the start of the season.
Yeah, clean sheets are very important for us. It's very rare that we don't score in a football game, so we just try to make sure we do our job at the back. But it doesn't start with us, it starts with the number 9. Once we know we don't concede, we have a great chance of winning our games.
There's a lot of changes in Chelsea, isn't there, with the manager having to kind of muddle through with the squad that you've got because of the competitions that you're in. What's that like to be in a squad like that can change at all times?
It's great. It's great. We have a lot of competition for all the spots in the team, and you can see that the manager can pick any starting 11, and it will be of a high standard. We've got a great squad, and yeah, that's what we do.
Yes, Tosh, you've had some muddy stances there. When do you start believing you are title contenders? Because if you win next week, that's close. 1 point behind Arsenal? You believe it? Oh, that's good.
We believe it. We've come into this season with a lot of confidence. Obviously, on the back of our success in the Club World Cup, we know that this club deserves to be fighting for the highest achievements, and that's what we're going for.
And was that off the back of the Club World Cup, or was that always the goal, to be title contenders?
It's always the goal, but I think the Club World Cup, it really put a stand on it. That we played against PSG Champions League winners, so we got that confidence as a young group to know that next step is where we can take it, and Premier League is that.
Yeah.
Got to ask you about Andre Santos today and the performance he put in. He got the player of the match performance. He was literally grinning from ear to ear like a kid in a sweet shop. He was so delighted because this is someone who doesn't get that many opportunities. I believe it's 3 Premier League starts now. When you've got Moises Caicedo there, he's not going to get that many opportunities. How pleased are you for him, and how happy? What did you make of his performance?
He was all over the pitch today. He was amazing, and to see him get man of the match is great. The way he works every day is just amazing. He's happy to be here. Never has a frown on his face if he's not on the pitch. He's just always there to help the boys, and you could see today with that performance that he's always ready to go. Yeah,
he really was, wasn't he? What about the week that you've got ahead? You've got Barcelona at home, then you've got Arsenal. Let's talk about Barcelona first, because that is going to be a glamour tie, and that's going to be a very different test to the one that you had today.
Yeah, we're all excited. All our focus is on Barcelona now. We tried to get this game out of the way, and we managed to do so. So now our focus goes into recovery and looking at Barcelona.
Brilliant. Well, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us, Tosin.
Thank you.
After a busy and tiring afternoon for you. Jolie and I are going to talk about you a bit more now.
Oh, good.
We are.
Yeah.
In a good light.
Keep smiling.
Have a good week. Nice work.
Thank you. He's such a nice guy, isn't he? Very down to earth, and as you say, so modest. How far he's come.
Yeah, very modest, very humble, very professional. Deserves a lot of credit, and whether it's Nigeria or England, he can't be far away from being on the international stage, because he's one of them players for me, especially for Chelsea. I think they don't realise how important he is till he's not in the team. Yeah. Yes, they have kept clean sheets without him, but I think he's looked at as a leader, and rightly so. He has the presence of a leader. He has the calmness, the mannerisms as a true professional. So I see him only going on to lead this team and this club into great moments.
Yeah. Exactly. Did a great performance today as well, didn't he? Let's hear from the man who was like darting along the touchline, has become famous for it, not always in a good way, but he was very happy today, and rightly so. Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea boss, is speaking to Jules.
So congratulations. What did you make of your team's performance today?
I really like this kind of win because it's tough. It's tough after the international break, 12 o'clock in the morning, Burnley away. It's always a tricky game, and the way we compete, the way we won the game, clean sheet, so very happy.
Burnley had a few chances before you opened the scoring. What was the key to Neto's goal that unlocked their defence?
I think, personally, to come here and don't concede nothing, from my point of view, it's very difficult for the type of pitch, type of stadium. So it's normal to concede something, but I think overall they had only one real chance. That has been the second half, the one that they had. Then during the game, I don't think they had any big chances, and we score 2 goals, we create different chances.
Andre Santos was player of the match today. You've got a lot of competition in that midfield, but what did you like the most about his performance today?
Be ready. Andre is doing very good. Today was a tough game. Again, he's not playing always. When we use him, he's doing well. But today, I think him was good. Jamie was very good also. That for them is not easy when they don't used to play a lot.
You seem to lose a little bit of momentum in the second half. You talked about the best chance of the game that they had in that period. Why do you think that was?
Because there is another team that also they want to play and score. It's normal. It's the dynamic of the game. Again, to think that you are not going to concede chances, for me, it's very difficult. You have to deal with that. You have to learn how to avoid, or in case happen, how to defend better.
There's always a bit of a nervous wait when Reece James comes off. Everyone's worried if he's picked up an injury, but he seemed to be smiling when he came back out to the benches. Was that a planned substitution all along?
Yeah, we planned 45 minutes for him.
This week, a couple of big games coming up at Stamford Bridge with Barcelona and Arsenal. How important was it to get the week off to a good start with a win today?
Very important to maintain, keep the momentum from before the international break. And now we recover energy and we go again Tuesday.
Thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, we just saw Reece James walking off actually with a big smile, giving a big thumbs up to the team here. So we can confirm that he is absolutely fine. Joe, you are not just the best pundit in the world, wasn't that the thing?
Best pundit in history.
Best pundit in history. Also, the hardest working man in TV, because now you're joining us down here.
Yeah, I know,
It's been quite a day for you, hasn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to pick up on something that you said up there. You said Chelsea are title contenders.
I said they're creeping back into
it. Where Tosin said
Really?
that they
I like
are
that.
looking at winning the title.
I liked it from the big man.
Yeah.
How far do you think they're going to take it? This season, next season? What is the kind of the parameters
I said at the
of this
start of the
Chelsea side?
season, I said next season is the season where I think the pressure will be on them as a group to do it. I think this season they need to be closer than what they was last year. And I think that is a nice step. I think that works well. You look at all the improvements. Santos now, who's coming in, so you're thinking, right, great, Lavia don't play, we've got Santos. Cole Palmer don't play. Pedro's playing so well in the number 10. The young lad, Mark Gui, come on and was outstanding up front. So there's so many options now. And it's all sort of like we said before the game, Jolien, this is actually the most difficult mentally at these 3 games. Barcelona and Arsenal, don't worry about. These young lads will turn up and they'll be ready. This was the one. You can come here and they didn't start well. And then to score the goal, stay in the game. So there's a lot of ticks in the box at Chelsea at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Whether it's this season or next season, I definitely have to believe at the start of the season and make everyone believe that they're contenders. I think they in-house may believe it. I don't think they considered it yet from the outer circle. But yeah, I think the next step for me is probably they separate Arsenal and City. I think they finished above one of the teams. It's a bit ambitious to go and finish above 2 of them in one go. So once they've done that, then they've considered real title contenders for me.
Sometimes it's a real revolving door of talent, isn't it, for this Chelsea side? Players in, players out all the time. But they've got this group together now. Is it really important for the ownership to sort of keep this core of players so that they can all build together? You know, we've seen them with success in the Conference League. We've seen them win the Club World Cup. Tosin said, that really gave them belief, beating the Champions League winners as well. They've all kind of, you know what it's like when you win. You've got to sort of, you do it as a collective. And when you do it as a collective, it builds belief, it builds momentum, it builds trust. How important is that for you?
I'll tell you what Chelsea have done. They've done really well. So a lot of these players that they've brought in are on long contracts now. Because what usually happens, you sign a player on a 4-year deal. 2 years into the deal, their stock rises and they want to.
In the Premier League, Jolien, it was Not their most scintillating best, but it was an important win for Chelsea, wasn't it, this one?
Yeah, definitely. And it didn't need to be. It needed to be efficient and productive and just to get the job done, and they did that today. Two very, very good goals for different reasons, but listen, they know how important this week is. They know the stature of the games and where this can lead them, and today was so important that mentally they prepared and focused on this and understood what it was going to take to beat Burnley at home. It's cold, it was early start after people travelling around the world internationally, so yeah, this was a very important win today.
Yeah, it really was. They've got a great record actually after an international break and in these 12:30 kickoffs as well. They've now won their last 8 of those. So the international break didn't matter, even with the players who'd been travelling. Let's take a look at the goals. You say they were, very good goals for very different reasons. This first one, Pedro Neto in the first half, just towards the end actually, just a really well-worked team goal. Marc Cucurella with a lot of hard work in this one. Yeah,
definitely. The timing of all elements of this goal. I think we spoke about this half-time, and Tosin played a few of them balls throughout the half, but this one was matched by the run of Cucurella, the control, and Gittins, who, as I said, had a different game for various reasons, playing against a tough Kyle Walker, but the execution, and Neto said then after the game that he had a similar chance in training and missed it, and the players were laughing, and that would have allowed him to then have an extra bit of concentration on that finish, because that isn't easy to do.
Yeah, it's not easy to do. And actually, after the international break and after the travels that they've all had, I believe we can hear from Joe Cole, can we? Up in the gantry? Is he up there? Oh, we can't. We're gonna hear from him later on. But let's look at the second goal while we wait. This was Enzo Fernandez, and he actually wasn't away during the break. He had a bit of time to rest. He's played a lot of minutes this season, but he's one of those captains, he's one of those leaders, I should say, who leads from the front. And when they need him, he pops up with the end product as well.
Yeah, definitely. We showed again a variety of clips from Enzo before the game, but this here, Gula, I think he takes Axel Zabi by surprise by the little burst of speed, and then the composure to just cut it back and recognise that Enzo's running in his timing, and from a defensive point of view, Cullen here, he's honest, he's being bright, and then by the time he sees Enzo, it's too late. He's past Tanzabi, and then he's put it back.
The timing of this one was so important on the 88th minute, when there was possibly a bit of nerves, because after the changes that Scott Parker made, really sort of attacking changes actually with the 3 players he brought on, Chelsea really needed that second, didn't they?
Always. That's always the case, and unfortunately there, I think Kyle Walker does block that if he doesn't take a deflection. But yeah, the timing of that was so important, because I think Enzo was making changes himself. I think he recognised the game needed a bit more fresh legs from a Chelsea point of view. But when they get that second goal, they're not going to concede 3 to lose the game. So you can give players complete rest going into the Champions League.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, well, we can actually hear from Joe Cole now. He's up in the gantry. We're really getting our money's worth from him today.
Yeah,
he's doing absolutely everything. Yeah, you are.
They do it TNT. They get me running about all over the place. I'm not
omnipresent.
Promoting box, that's why.
Yeah, mate. It's just here. Just ain't seen it. There, blinding. Best
my goodness.
Yeah, bestseller.
Shameless, Joe, shameless.
Yeah.
You got your glasses on, so you look very clever. So talk us through the second goal from your clever point of view.
Marc Gui, I think, is outstanding in this situation. He shows patience, decision-making. I want to run you through it here. You pick him up here. What he does here is very tempting. There we go. It'd be very tempting as a young striker to come straight directly to the ball, but he stays away purposely. He backs Neto, and that gives him the space to run into. As he comes in, it's a beautifully timed run. I'm just going to play it through because you need to see he takes 2 looks, Jolyon, over his shoulder. Now, what he's looking for is he's looking for a pass, right? So he has the first look, it's not on, because believe me, I think with his quality, if the pass would have been on, say, for instance, the winger's up to speed in that position at the far post, I think he just feathers that ball in there, because I think he's very clever. But he has a look, it's not on, and then it's all about, he gets into this position here, and he's like, right, I'm just going to take you down here and use my strength and power and ability there. He goes inside, and by the way, the composure, for a young striker, he could have just towed it there, he could have gone across the back, but he doesn't. He picks his man out, like all good midfielders, running into that penalty spot, and it is absolute silver service. Enzo Fernandez, what's it like at the Ritz? Straight, bang, goal. And I think Marc Gui deserves a lot of credit for that, because he showed maturity, decision-making, timing, pace, everything in that clip. And as Chelsea fans should be very excited. A very good young striker we've got.
Oh, definitely. I totally agree, Joe. I think he offered a different element to the game than Liam. I think he came on, he stretched it, he ran. But that last bit when you spoke about him facing up the defender and running past him, he took me by surprise. So sometimes Abe didn't recognise that he slowed him down, and as soon as he recognised he was on his back foot, he then pushed it forward and showed great strength to get past him. But then once he got past the defender, he settled down, and that's the key to any striker in making an end decision. Is just settle down when the last action's needed.
Yeah, do you know what, Jolien? The first time he touched the ball was when he knocked it past him.
Yeah.
You know, so he had the wherewithal to not take that extra touch, and then if he takes the touch, Tuanzebe can get to him and keep his back to go. He allows it to come across. So the first time he's touching it, he's breezing past him. So it was brilliant, it was.
Yeah, it was good.
Really intelligent play, wasn't it? But I'll tell you someone else who really stood out today. He got the Player of the Match award. And when he was handed it from Pedro Neto, you just saw that little smile on his face. It meant so much to him. Andre Santos, Joe, you loved watching him from up there. And when you're starting in place of Moises Caicedo, there's big pressure on your shoulders to actually perform. He put in a great performance today.
He was outstanding. I think Fletch said it in the commentary. I said it wasn't much on the ball. He was very tidy, he was very efficient. But off the ball, like we questioned, didn't we? We said, how would Chelsea react without Caicedo today because of the things that he can do and blocking runs and breaking down play. But he was absolutely outstanding. Every time there was a bit of danger, he sniffed it out. And, you know, sometimes I think players have a natural ability with this.
Yeah.
And he seems to be one of them players. And I think, listen, now Chelsea got Enzo, Lavia, Caicedo and Santos as well. Is there a collection of four midfielders better in the league? Central midfielders in that sort of type of players that they are? I don't think there is.
I don't think there is, Joe, and I totally agree. I think the level of quality that they all have, and his understanding today was exceptional. Not only did he win it back, but in all the clips you've seen, he keeps in possession, and that is so important to not just make a tackle, make a block, and then the ball is at risk again, it's 50-50. He was keeping possession, and to have that level of understanding, that comes down with a lot more experience for someone so young.
The hardest thing for him, I guess, is that he probably won't get as much game time as he would want, because Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez both, you know, have struck up this incredible partnership in central midfield. So for someone like him, like many players at Chelsea, actually, it's just a case of biding his time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and that's not changed at Chelsea. You know, we've seen players who've come in, and some have bided their time and got into teams, and some, you know, most famously your De Bruyne's and your Salahs have sort of, no, I need to go and start my career elsewhere, because they have stockpiled players traditionally, Chelsea, over the years, and it's a big squad. So how many games is he going to play? What's his minutes? You know, Chelsea got designs on going deep into all competitions. I think he'll play enough to satisfy him now, but for me, he looks like a starter. And, you know, there's a lot of players at Chelsea, and now all of a sudden Cole Palmer coming back is a problem now, because Pedro looks more comfortable in the 10. Obviously, Cole Palmer's got to play. You know, there's a lot of options, and it's looking rosy, like 3 points behind the Arsenal going into the game next week. You know, Chelsea could be sneaking back into the title contention.
But we spoke about how important this game was, so this isn't like an easy fixture to come into. So that level of performance will give the manager so much confidence and faith in how he can start now. It doesn't have to be an international break for me to rotate. It can just be any game, because if you can come to Burnley when we focused on the importance of winning today, and he's come in there and stood out.
Yeah, he has. Joe, thank you very much for joining us from up there. We're still going to use you, by the way. You're still working. You haven't finished
yet. Get your steps in, Joe. Get yourself down here, lad.
I was ready to go home.
No, okay, you're coming back down here for extra time. We'll see. Yeah, bring your book along with you. We'll give it another plug.
Yes, lovely.
And we'll speak to you in a bit. Just really quickly, we haven't got long here on TNT Sports 1, but Jolien, just a quick word on Burnley. I think it's probably a lesson in something that Scott Parker pointed out after that West Ham defeat, that it's concentration in key moments and taking your chances. Yeah, taking your chances is going to be so important for Burnley to stay in the league, and Scott will know that better than anyone. But I think it's just an understanding of the levels that it's taken. Like, if you look at the West Ham game, they outperformed West Ham for large periods of that, but wasn't able to get a result. And soon, and probably now, Scott's looking at and thinking, well, we just need to get results. Whatever way we can, whether it's set pieces or being ugly to beat, it doesn't need to be glamorous. It just needs to find a way to get results.
Pedro Neto heaping plenty of praise on player of the match, Andre Santos, and sentiments you share, Gary.
Yeah, correct decision. Player of the match for me, man of the match for sure. spoke about Caicedo missing and a big hole potentially in that Chelsea team, and he certainly filled it today. I thought he was superb, covered the ground, interceptions, especially the first 20 minutes when he was under the cosh. I thought he had a terrific game. And the other fella next to him, Neto, how influential has he been in this Chelsea team of late? A real threat involved in a lot of things good for Chelsea today.
Yeah, interesting to hear him saying he missed that header in training yesterday and managed to do it the right thing today.
Well, nobody's watching in training. That's what it's for, to practice and hone your skills. So it was a relatively easy header as headers go. The ball in was a great one, and when you're facing sort of square to the play like that, it's much easier to guide your head, and especially when you go back across the goal. So it was a lovely ball, fantastic header, and it set Chelsea on their way. They had a little bit more confidence after that and definitely deserved the win. And we look at the goal again here. Cucurella really starts it with another one of his runs, deep runs. He really does those well, and then, after that, it's just a beautiful cross, beautiful finish. But could Hartman have done any better here, Gary?
Yeah, I think he's had a decision to make. We spoke about it. He ended up with 2 players and he decided to go with the one with Enzo Fernandez. I think Florentino, if he'd have tracked Fernandez, would have made his life easier. He didn't. Ultimately had a decision to make, but take nothing away from the ball. That is the quality, and that is what unlocked the game, that piece of quality.
As a defender, you say he has a decision to make, but no matter where he goes, shouldn't he just almost concentrate on but the flight of the way. If he picks that flight of the ball up early, it doesn't matter if he picks any of them up. He wins the header, but he gets affected by the run.
If you stop it here, so first of all, I'm angry with Florento, for not tracking. He's in a position there, he has a responsibility for me, seeing and marking Enzo to track. He doesn't, he stands still, lets Enzo run off the back of him. So straight away as a defender, I'm disappointed with that. But that's happened and I've got a decision to make then. So I have to try and read the flight of the ball and then clear it. But like I said, if he tracked that runner, which is his job, ultimately, it allows me to have the man behind it, and that's it. It's down to winning the header. But he didn't. Ultimately ended up with 2v1 on the back post. And the ball was so good. Take nothing away, like I keep saying. It was a great piece of quality.
Yeah, speaking of great pieces of quality and good deliveries, let's talk about Mark Guiu, because it was his first Premier League goal involvement that led to the second goal, which ultimately wraps it all up. It was balanced at that point still. Anything could have happened at 1-0, and then Chelsea wrap it up late.
Yeah, he was so direct, so strong. The goal was incredible. This is quite late on in the game. Look at this for confidence, not only by the defence, but the goalkeeper, and then right the way through the team. Like 2 substitutions, Guiu and obviously Gusto there. 2 substitutions contributed greatly to that goal, but that is strong and powerful and direct, and it's very good play. And eventually the goal scorer probably had the easiest job of the whole move, I would say. That first little bit in their own 6-yard box, extremely confident. 88 minutes, you're 1-0 up. And you're doing that in your own 6-yard box.
I was expecting Gusto to try and chest it back.
Yeah.
He almost made his job more difficult, but Sanchez was so calm and collected there. Played out instead of just lumping the ball. The next minute it's in the back of the net. But do you know what? It was as well a great decision by Guiu. It's about making right decisions at the right times. He's took the player on, powerful running. He's in. Do you lash at a shot, or do you have the awareness to pick a teammate out, which he did? And that's game over.
Yeah, Chelsea's top goal scorer there, Enzo Fernandez, wrapping up the victory. Pedro Neto also now into 4 Premier League goals so far this season. We'll talk about the goal scorers because they get all the glory, Gary. What about the defence? 3
so
clean
they should.
3 clean sheets in a row now for Chelsea.
Yeah, they defended very well. After the first 20 minutes, I felt that the line was quite high. They got done early on with a few counter-attacks. They tidied that up, and after that, they was very solid. So yeah, like you said, 3 clean sheets. It's a feather in the cap for Chelsea, because I look at the performances against the likes of Liverpool, against Tottenham. It's very easy to get yourself up and motivated for them games. The feather in the cap for Chelsea is the last few results, against Wolves, against Burnley, after you've travelled international and all the rest of it, to go and get the results and get up the road. That's what you need to mount title challenges. And I think that's what they're doing quietly at the moment.
Yeah, as you mentioned, just 3 points behind the league leaders, moved above Manchester City now. Of course, it means that next Sunday is suddenly a top-of-the-table clash.
It is, yeah, all of a sudden. It's a very big one. It's always a big one. It's an Arsenal, Chelsea, they're big games, but that just makes it even more spicy. I mean, they're within touching distance as things stand. As we know, Arsenal play this weekend in a big game themselves, and that's not going to be easy in the North London derby. But that's always been a great game over the years.
And that's a reward, like you said, for having a 12:30 kickoff. You can just sit back and watch the results come in now. It's
provided it's job done. It was job done, but at 1-0. Were Chelsea lucky to get away with this? I have a feeling you guys disagree, maybe still.
No, we agree with the outcome. I think we agree with the outcome. I mean, we've seen in the Champions League, I think it was a game involving Aston Villa.
Tyrone Mings.
That's right. And we've seen this been given as a penalty. Now, I believe the goalkeeper is taking this because watch the way he runs away. He's making another angle for the pass. There's no way he's running over. Look, and he's almost stopped now still and thinking, wow, what's happening? I think he's taken it as if it's a goal kick. However, in saying that, obviously the defence aren't, and the defender puts his hand on the ball. Now, if I'm a referee, I need to be absolutely sure. And if I was in that position, I would have probably let it go myself. So I think you think that something else was going on with the keeper, maybe. But we both agree that probably should have been let go.
I think that's the key thing. I think the referee has to be 100% sure, and you can interpret this in two different ways. You can interpret it in the way that Michael said, or, for example, if you look at it the way of Sanchez has gone to Chalobah, right, you spot the goal kick, I'm going to make an angle here. You can look at it that way. If that's the case, there's nothing wrong with it. If it isn't the case, there's a hell of a lot wrong with it, and the consequence is huge. So you have to be 100% sure as a referee to give that decision. I think it was the right outcome, but like we said before, it was very, very risky. Very risky.
Yeah, you won't want to be doing that every week. You'll get one or two given against you, but I think the referee probably erred on the side of caution, and rightly so, I thought.
Okay, so Chelsea got away with that one. There was no penalty, as you both agree with the outcome. Let's look at the week for Chelsea, though, because we've already touched on it and kind of mentioned that there is a big week to come. But this is what they face. Barcelona in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge, and then Arsenal in the Premier League, also at Stamford Bridge. You know all about those big Champions League nights at Stamford Bridge?
What a time to be a Chelsea player with them two games. They're the games that you miss when you retire. You look at that now and you've got Barcelona at home and Arsenal at home. Two amazing games. Like we said earlier, it worked in their favour today. They managed to rest a few players. It worked out well. You didn't need to get Casado off the bench. Fofana's at home, resting up. So it worked in their favour, and two huge games now. But two games to look forward to: Barcelona and Arsenal at home. The bridge will be rocking for them two games, I'm sure.
The bridge.